This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Peninsula Regional Medical Center.
All right, you're walking through the grocery store. Is this a type of food that's filling your shopping cart? The chips, the candy, the cookies.
Do you tend to gravitate towards the high calorie, high carb foods? Yeah, all of that junk food certainly tastes good, but there is another reason why you might be drawn to it while you're shopping. You don't get enough sleep. Seriously.
We've been talking about the importance of sleep this week, and that's just another reason why you should really make it a point to get a good night's rest.
Makes all the difference in the world. Studies have shown if you don't get enough sleep, you have a greater likelihood of choosing unhealthy foods while grocery shopping.
On top of that, a study published in the American Journal of Human Biology showed that too little sleep can trigger people to eat more and increase the risk of obesity.
And yet another study from the University of Pennsylvania found people who were sleep deprived for 5 consecutive nights gained about 2 pounds. That study suggests that it could be because of late night snacking. So, what can you do to get a better night's rest and keep your weight in check?
Well, joining us today to tell us more is Dr. Mitchell Gittleman, a physician on the medical staff at Peninsula Regional Medical Center. Thanks for joining us.
Sure.
So what do you make of all of these studies?
I think it's pretty exciting studies. I think that we're seeing hormones are very important in regulating sleep and regulating our metabolism, and if that balance is shifted, it could possibly encourage us to eat the wrong foods.
Mm-hmm. So there are a lot of people that say they're trying to live the healthy lifestyle and get the exercise. That might not necessarily be the case, but would better sleep actually help?
Oh, absolutely. It's pretty well documented that getting between 7 and 8 hours sleep is what our brains need. Now, there are exceptions, but most people, by and large, will get restful sleep and have more energy during the day, which may in fact allow them to be more productive, more active, and stay healthy.
Now, you see a lot of sleep apnea. How does our weight play a role in that condition?
So obstructive sleep apnea, the most common form of sleep disorder we're talking about, is affected primarily by neck fat and belly fat. The more neck fat, the more belly fat, the greater risk of developing obstructive sleep apnea.
Why? Why is that? What makes it happen?
Well, the additional fat around the neck presses on the upper airway while we're sleeping, and the additional fat around the belly pushes up on the diaphragm, which makes it harder for us to take deep breaths.
Oh, okay. So are there any signs or symptoms that we need to look out for with sleep apnea? So
typically a patient will come in with a spouse. The spouse will say he's snoring. Mm-hmm. That's a common finding. People who feel tired a lot during the day, people who could take a nap in the afternoon if given the opportunity. Sometimes we'll see uncontrolled blood pressure can be caused by untreated obstructive sleep apnea.
So obesity is really an issue for everybody. We're hearing about huge numbers for kids in obesity. Is it affecting them as well?
It's the same problem. The mechanics are the same. The upper airway neck fat and the belly fat are affecting children the way they are affecting adults, and we're seeing more obstructive sleep apnea in children as well.
So how do you treat it?
Weight loss is the cure. The treatment right now, the gold standard, is with CPAP, continuous positive airway pressure, mask. That's the #1 treatment. Some alternatives that are available are dental appliances. I like the snore ball, where I'll ask patients to take a t-shirt, put a tennis ball in a pocket,
right,
sew the pocket closed, and flip the t-shirt around backwards, and then when they sleep at night, they feel uncomfortable when the tennis ball pushes on their back, and then they will roll on their side. So short of wearing CPAP, this might help.
This is pure genius. If you haven't patented this already, there's a lot of money waiting for you, I'm thinking.
I think I'm going to do some sewing tonight.
Doctor, thank you very much for some valuable information.
Absolutely.
Now, if you'd like to read more about PRMC and about how to get a better night's rest, just go to DelmarvaLife.com and click on the Show tab.
Well, as we just learned, sleep deprivation can lead to chronic health conditions like obesity. Still ahead on Delmarva Life, managing other chronic health conditions. Now, this man has congestive heart failure. He's spent weeks in the hospital, but now he's home. How a little education and a new technology is allowing him to stay out of the hospital and with his family.
We do our best to protect our family, especially our kids. Well, a little bit later on, we're going to find out the dangers that could be lurking in your home that could injure your children or your grandchildren, and some of them you may have never even considered. But first, we talked about gaining weight over lost sleep. Boosting your metabolism can help keep your health in check. Dr. Oz tells us how.
Did you know you can speed up your metabolism? It's true. Here are the ways to burn more calories that might surprise you. To burn fat, exercise with less intensity, but more often. That means a routine that alternates slow, steady exercise, like walking 30 minutes a day, with brief, intense exercise, like sit-ups or weightlifting, 3 times a week for about 10 minutes. Start drinking green tea. It has phenols, which help release energy. Pouring on the Tabasco sauce and eating more jalapenos and habaneros and red peppers. They all contain capsaicin, which doubles the calories you burn and decreases your appetite. You can stir-fry vegetables with some sliced up ginger to help digestion and increase your body temperature and metabolic rate by as much as 20%. Go ahead, give your metabolism an extra boost today.